Hopefully, okay, there we
What
go.
is good,
What's
Jayden?
up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
How you been?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good to finally get this going. And first of all, I really appreciate you doing this.
Oh no,
Um,
thank you for inviting me.
I know, a pleasure's all mine, my friend. I'm a huge Cobra Kai fan for about a year now, so like it's just awesome to get the opportunity to speak to yourself, someone from the show.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, so pretty much this is like a just so for the viewers so they know. I'm going to be talking to Jayden just about the show. I've got some questions for you, by the way,
Okay.
um, from Instagram, and like yeah, just got a few questions and just pretty straightforward in all honesty.
All
Um,
right.
but yeah, so yeah, let's start from the beginning. So I saw your Q&A about how you got the role and stuff, but like yeah,
Mhm.
so just tell me like pretty much from then on when you got the role, how did you feel that you were going to be in Cobra Kai?
Uh, if I'm being honest with you, I had no idea I was gonna be in Cobra Kai. Like, I really did not know the
Okay,
name of the show. Um,
okay,
because like I said before, like I applied for like 6, 7 shows at the time.
yeah,
And so my mom, I remember it happened. My mom was downstairs and she got a text from the lady that basically takes care of the booking and stuff.
okay,
And so it was like a month before, and I still didn't know. If I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know anything about the Karate Kid, the original Karate Kid, because I grew up watching the one with Jaden Smith. So
yeah,
um, when I got onto the set the very first day, I was nervous but excited at the same time because Cobra Kai was
yeah,
my first show that I've ever been on, and
right,
I didn't know what to do. So
hmm.
that was it. Really, it was just I was a nervous wreck, but at the same time, I was really happy to meet new people and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
um,
guess you like yeah, with that I would definitely be nervous. And because I was a fan of Karate Kid, like yeah, if I saw William Zabka or Ralph Macchio or um, yeah any of those two really, even Martin Cove, I'd be pretty much like oh my god, these guys are like my childhood heroes. Like seeing them from
yeah,
Karate Kid One. Um, it's weird because I actually watched the original Karate Kid growing up, even though it was already like me 20 years old at the time. But I never actually watched the Jaden Smith one. Um,
yeah,
and I always had an appeal, but I just never got around to watching it. And I know Jackie Chan was in it, and I'm a big fan of him.
mhm,
But that's quite interesting for yourself to sort of go into the show, not know it's anything to do with Karate Kid, and of course you didn't really know much about it.
yeah.
So did you initially think it was to do with the Jaden Smith Karate Kid, or
No, because it wasn't named Karate Kid; it was named Cobra Kai. So I thought it was something completely different.
right?
Um, when I first showed up to the set, we were filming the scene where everybody was looking on their phone at the fight. That was
Okay.
my very first day on the set. So when I saw William Zapka telling us to line up and stuff, my initial thought was, oh, this guy just must be one of the main characters. Because I
Yeah.
didn't watch Karate Kid, until later that night. So, yeah, it was, I, I was just lost in the moment, really. I didn't know who these people were. I didn't know
Yeah.
any of the producers or anything like that. But once I finally watched the original Karate Kid, everything started to make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
It must have been quite educational if you like, because
Mhm.
you saw Johnny Lawrence there. You filmed all that scene, and you went, all right, let's watch Karate Kid, and you're thinking, wait, he's the main character. Like you see him as like type of a bully in
Yeah.
Karate Kid. So yeah, it must have been quite interesting to go back and see that, and then you're like, oh wait, I know who that is now. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel like even because like you said, it's your first. So this is pretty much your. I actually have a question about that. Is this like is Cobra Kai like your sort of your big break then, like your first proper role or small?
Yeah, it is. Beforehand, all I did was about 6 to 7 months of training and acting. And
Right.
I had a whole agency behind me, but they were so full of people, they didn't even help me out.
Right.
What initially I found the role on a website, and it was supposed to be a 1-day job, and eventually, well, it turned into 3 seasons. So
Ah,
yeah, um, I'm just grateful. Pretty much, this
yeah.
is a huge experience for me. Meeting all of these legendary people. Now that I finally know who they are, they're they're pretty legendary to me, and
Yeah,
working with
cool.
them is just amazing.
So, just leading on from that, so what
Mhm.
do you think about the recent success the show's been getting? Because, I mean, as soon as it's got on Netflix, it's absolutely got it's trending #1 in the US, I believe, and I think in the UK it's in the top 10 as well. So
Yeah,
I'm really happy it's getting exposure.
yeah. I'm very happy too because the producers put so much effort into this, and it's finally getting the attention that it should have had years ago, since 2018.
Mm,
And I'm just really proud to be a part of that experience. But I think season 4, now that everything's being shown to the world, finally, they're going to go all out, and I just can't wait to see what they have next because I'm ready. I'm just as ready as you are.
I
Yeah.
mean, after the cliffhanger from season 2, I
Hmm.
mean, there's so many unanswered questions, of course. Um, I mean, do you have you fully watched the show yourself, like to
Yeah.
make sure you know what's going on and everything? Because like there's so much to explore, of course. Like Johnny's sort of stuck at the end, sort of going back to rock bottom. Chris sort of
Hmm.
taking over Cobra Kai. Of course,
Hmm.
Miguel is pretty much he's paralyzed.
Yeah.
It's
He's half dead, basically.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
not even sure if he's gonna, like survive and everything. But of course he will because he's like one of the mains. But for your character, like, what would you like to see more from your character and like going into the next season?
Um, I really don't know because I I haven't really been creative on my own character.
Right.
I just play the part the producers want me to play. But
Okay.
I haven't really put much thought into my character in the show.
Right.
But hopefully, maybe season 4 or something like that, I'll become a character and I'll see what the producers have in store for me because they're some really creative people. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if I get something major. I get to do something major in the show. But
Right.
as far as my own character development, it hasn't really been something I've thought about.
Okay. I
Hmm.
mean, I can understand why, because like you said, you've pretty much done what the producer told you for, like, and like you're. I mean, are you curious, like, if you'll be getting, like a bigger sort of role or some sort of significance in the next season?
Um. Okay. Well, a little. It's a hint, makes basically. Will Smith is the executive producer
Yeah.
on Cobra Kai. Well, his brother-in-law is the one that really shows up there, and because I think at the time we were filming, no, that was season 3. Okay, so season 2, I think they were just starting to film the Bad Boys, so Will Smith was nowhere to be found,
Okay.
and so his brother-in-law showed up, and at the very last day, because the very last thing we filmed was the fight,
Right.
I remember the very last day, Will Smith's brother-in-law stopped me as he was about to drive off, and he was like, hopefully you'll become a character. And I really don't want to say that's like his word of saying that I will be a character. Of course, he
Yeah.
has the power to make that happen, but
Mm.
like I said in my other QA, I don't really want to speak on anything that's like unofficial.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
there's been several hints, several powerful people uh, in powerful positions of the show saying that yeah, we could see you as a character. But so I'm just hoping, really.
I mean, it'd
Um,
be awesome. I mean, like, what I like about the show is they have such a great way of bringing in new characters. and
Hmm.
sort of giving a character significance, even if it's a minor role. Like I've seen so many characters just sort of getting that slight bit of attention, and it's quite cool because there's a bit of character development. It would be great to see that with yours as well, so then it could sort of take it to certain levels, and
Hmm.
it gives more characters, more exposure, and of course it makes it more of a deeper story because there's more going on. So it would be awesome to see that
Yeah,
because
it would.
I don't want to have like sort of, I mean, as much as we want our mains, like it's always cool to have someone you wouldn't expect because that's where like everything sort of unfolds and loads of surprises tend to like come out. But I mean, I love what they're doing with the show at the moment. I think they've done pretty well with what they've got,
Hmm.
and like you said, it deserves all the recognition it's getting. And you know what's funny? I remember seeing this on YouTube, and I was like Cobra Kai. I'm pretty sure Cobra Kai is like part of Karate Kid. I just remembered vaguely from watching it, and like
Yeah.
I was like, is this going to be good? Like I wasn't actually that sure because I wasn't as sure of how many people were fans of Karate Kid, even though I liked it. But once I actually got into it, I was like, wow, this show needs a lot of recognition.
Hmm.
I think it's got one of the best writing and like the way you see perspectives, like it's really cool. And not many shows do it like in that sort of style. And but from your experience being on set and all, like what's been like? I know you said you've loved absolutely all of it, you know, from answering my question. But is there like a specific moment where you go, "Oh, I can't forget this"? Like,
Um, I wouldn't say it happens while we're filming, but when we're setting up or when we're off screen, I'll have several people, like I said, several powerful people in those positions,
yeah,
come up to me and give me advice that I don't think I've ever heard in my life. And
right,
it's those moments that really help me just enjoy the show much more. It's not even about, the money or the possible fame off of it. It's about the enjoyment that I get off of it and how everyone on there treats you like a family.
mm,
And that's why I just kept coming back to the show, is because I feel like I have this one big family. And it's really just about those off-screen moments where people come up and give you some words of advice, something to just make your day a whole lot better, that I'll never forget.
that's awesome, man. Like,
Mhm.
I think that is probably. I mean, like you said, it's not about the money, it's not about the fame. It's literally just what you take from those experiences. Like, I'm pretty sure no matter where the show goes, you're never gonna forget those moments. Like who you spoke to, you met. I mean, you definitely met some cool ass people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's definitely something to cherish. I think we got a question on here. Okay, interesting. Right, when the third season of Snake Guy, I think this person, I don't know if this person is like taking a mic, but
Mhm.
Cobra Kai launches. Please tell me Miguel is alive. Well, I mean, like you said, like you can't go and say, yeah, he's definitely alive because it's not
It, it,
official, right? So
yeah, it's not really official, but what I can say is you're in for a surprise. I don't know exactly when the third season's going to launch. I don't think anybody really knows when season three is going to launch, but
yeah,
you're in for a lot. That's all I can say, really.
I like the sound of that.
It it's huge. It even caught me off guard. Yeah,
Okay.
but I can't really
I'm
speak too
very
much.
curious, you know, because seeing the trailer, because I really looked into it, because of Karate Kid 2, there's a character from that who I believe is in the trailer. And I know Ralph Macchio said a while ago that his character is going to go to Okinawa, so they're going to revisit some
Hmm.
part of that storyline. But this surprise you're saying, I know you can't exactly go, yeah, this is what it is, but like, is it to do with that, or is it completely something else?
Um, no, I think it has to deal with, because okay, for the majority of season three, I can say that the majority of season three, the Miyagis are basically going to have to run things on their own.
Okay.
And later in the season, you'll start to see what happens when we just basically take care of everything. And I think that's when the finale, because I don't really remember what episode we were filming on my last day, but
Right.
it's not really about Daniel at that point. Because like I'm assuming that half the season is going to be about him, and then the rest is
Mm.
going to be about what happens in California. But I
Right.
would just have to say, towards somewhere towards the end is when everything you'll see a whole different perspective of basically every character in the show.
Wow. Okay.
Hmm.
Just going based off that, like I can only imagine what is going to be in store. Like you got to be excited, man.
Hmm.
Like I'm generally curious now. So damn. Like if we see a different perspective, like, I'm really curious how things will sort of. Would you say, without giving anything away, everything sort of it just completely changes? Like it's just like you
Um,
said, wouldn't expect or
it's something between the lines of, okay, well, we knew this was going to happen because of stuff
Mhm.
that happened in season two, and okay, wait a minute, this is not what I expected. So it's like half and half,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
I'm trying to say as much as I can without like really pointing everything out.
Yeah. Of
So
course. I
this is
understand.
really hard for me, the wordplay that I have to use,
Yeah.
trying to not spoil anything.
So
But
I'm not trying to like pressure you or anything,
oh
but
no,
yeah,
don't worry
you
about
can
that.
tell. Yeah, I don't want to get you in trouble or anything. I mean, that's the last thing you want. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's always trying to. It must always be hard if someone's asking you certain things, and you're like, "Yeah, I have to really like look at this question and think because you could ruin something." But
Yeah.
I'm excited. Even thinking about it, like beyond season three, I really hope this show it gets extended for a good more seasons because I really feel like they can make this really long, and I feel like it would still hold up pretty well.
Hmm.
So I know a lot of shows, once they get to like season 4 or 5, you see it starting to drop, and I have confidence that Cobra Kai could go on for like maybe 8, 9 seasons.
Right.
Never know where it can go. Um, but I think they've added so much to it in such a good way. Like they can really explore certain elements. Um, Adding to what I'm saying is we got a karate specific question. So, um, Cobra Kai Confessions asks, "Do you really train the different karate techniques with the cast?"
Uh, no. Well, sort of. I would have to say it kind of gets taught to us on the spot because it's like really easy to remember. But
Right.
when it comes to like actual fighting and stuff, that's done completely separate with the cast. But
Yeah.
stuff like hopefully, yeah, the season two stuff like when we're all outside standing and we're doing like the whole meditation thing. That
Right.
was taught to us like 5 minutes before we started filming it. Um, so in a way, we do, but it's nothing too major.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Um,
that's quite interesting. Because I remember you saying like you had so before the role you had 6 to 8 months to prepare. Was it for like learning karate or was it just generally?
no, in general, um, okay, a little backstory as to how I even got into acting.
Okay.
I watched the movie Fences with Denzel Washington, and I really could see myself playing his son. And
Okay.
so I found probably it's quote unquote one of the best acting schools, John Casablancas.
Okay.
And they're the ones that trained me for 6 months in acting and modeling.
Okay.
And they were also the people responsible for getting those pictures that I sent out to the show because the pictures I sent out to the show were karate themed, basically. And
No,
I
no.
think that right there is what caused Cobra Kai to be like one of the only shows to call me that. Because I was doing things for like football and soccer, and I don't even look like a guy who's into sports because I'm not. But uh, yeah, so it wasn't necessarily just training for the show, but it was just in general.
Okay.
Hmm.
Sort of pretty much like prep just to get ready for it in a way.
Yeah, to what to expect, even though, of course, you really don't know what you're getting into until you're actually there.
Right, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like you said, the meditation like 5 minutes right before. Um, you got quite a few questions on here. I mean, I've got a few more on here, but we can. Oh, well, I guess it's the. Oh, it's someone's asking the same questions. It's not really. I think it's things you've already answered. Okay, so one of my friends who pretty much got me into Cobra Kai
Hmm.
because I didn't know he was watching it, and I asked him about it and stuff, and he really got me into it. My friend Ben asked this question saying, "Who do you enjoy mostly working with?" Now I know you said you absolutely loved it, you know, working with a lot of people, and just generally it's like that family thing. But was there anyone specific who you just absolutely vibed with?
I would have to say two people. My friend AJ, uh, definitely the
Yeah.
one that I talked to the most on the set, and Khalil Everidge. He's probably one of the funniest guys I've met in my entire life, and he always keeps the mood, alive.
Okay.
And so when I stopped filming with AJ because I had to switch over to Miyagi Do, I was really chilling with Khalil, and he definitely should be like a comedian when he gets older or something because this guy is just hilarious, and every day was always fun with him. He's always he treats everyone the same, and it's just like amazing to be around him.
That's cool. I'll always like someone who's cheerful. You know, they just always having fun. Like it's just always adventure with them. Like it's always, I
Hmm.
guess, working with anyone like that in any sort of industry is just great.
Hmm.
Um, but that is pretty cool. Like, I mean, if you if you were doing a scene and he sort of like gets a bit jokey or something, I mean, do you feel like he would distract you enough to ruin a scene?
No, I don't. When it comes to filming stuff, he's definitely straightforward, focused. But there
Okay.
were several times where people would literally mess with me, off camera while we were filming, just to see how if they can break me or not. And
Oh, okay.
like I'll remember one time this guy, uh, we were inside the dojo, the Miyagi dojo,
Yeah.
and he was sitting across from us, but you couldn't see him. And he just kept like making these really weird faces. And I'm so
Oh my
glad they
god.
were filming it from outside because you would have just saw me laughing.
Oh my
Um,
god.
but it
Oh
was
my god.
all
I can
love. It was
imagine
all
something
love.
like that.
It was all love. And it's again, those are also one of those moments that just make me feel like everyone's a family here. We can have fun even
Yeah.
when we're filming. But yeah.
I think AJ's here. Oh, what's up, AJ?
What's up,
I
AJ?
see you. Hope you're doing well, man. Um, I mean, I've had that before. Like,
Uh,
I mean, I didn't go and do drama like after school or anything, but even, I just remember doing a play, and you obviously had the audience watching you and stuff. And I had a mate in the audience, and he was literally like trying to distract me from the play, and I was like, "Not today." I'm like, really, like, this is someone
mhm.
like you said, you know, you look at them, and they've completely got you. Like you're already you're already in that zone, and
Yeah.
no, you can't, you just can't not but smile. But yeah, so is there anything you want to see personally from Cobra Kai?
Um. Wow. Yeah. I don't. I've never really thought about that one either. If I had to say there's something I wanted to see, I would probably just say more fight scenes, basically, because
Okay.
they're always crazy to look at while we're filming and when we're not filming. It's just I think they do a pretty good job on the fight scenes, and it's kind of just amazing to see it happen, unfold in front of me. And
Yeah.
sometimes I really do think people do get like really hurt, but then again, they were like, "Oh no, he didn't hit me at all." I was like, "Are you sure? It just looked like he kicked you straight in your face." And he's like, "Oh no, I'm perfectly fine. He didn't touch me at all." I'm like, "Okay,
I'm all
see that
good. I'm
stuff?
all good.
Yeah, that stuff really amazes me." And I definitely maybe just a little more open opportunity, more diversity, that's always good. More inclusion, that's always good.
Right.
Not saying that they aren't already doing it, but
Of
just
course. Yeah.
having it around is just perfect for any show, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I guess it's always it makes things a bit more interesting that way.
Hmm.
So it isn't sort of like it always. I guess it's always adding something new. So yeah, that's cool. It's funny you said about the fight scenes because I feel like one of the most, of course, apart from the story and how things unravel, I feel like the fight scenes are massively underrated. Like
Hmm.
I think they should get more recognition because I feel um, it's like they make Karate Kids like look so like they just look so great when they're fighting. They don't just look like amateurs that just learn karate. Like they legit look like
Yeah.
real, real like karate kids. Like
Yeah.
that they know what they're doing. And I think the fight scenes are great. Like I love some of the fight scenes with Johnny and LaRusso. Um, I do have two specifically, but do you have any like favorite fight scenes from the show?
Um, I always have to bring it back to the season 2 finale.
Yeah.
Um, Unfortunately, me and AJ did have our own part in it, but it sort of got cut out due to some other issues. But
Right.
but definitely the season 2, just all the chaos that's happening. There's fights happening literally all around the school, and it was just amazing to see it happen. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it before, but it
Yeah.
definitely season 2 finale was my favorite fight. Watching how they film Miguel falling over the ledge and
Oh
stuff
man,
was
I still
just
can't believe that.
yeah.
It's just the tension with the scene when Miguel's pretty much on Robbie. He could basically break his shoulder, and then he
Hmm.
just thinks of what Johnny said. Sometimes you can show mercy, but then it sort of contradicts the whole no mercy quote that Cobra Kai kind of stands for.
Hmm.
And then the parallel with how Robbie, the son of Johnny, basically didn't show any mercy, even though he was with Miyagi-Do and sort of just going against that. I
Yeah.
loved the parallels with those characters, and like I think that's what also made the scene even greater because there was so much significance to it. Like there was so much going on. Like it was truly a great finale, and uh, I just still can't believe how it all happened. Like, did you know about the what was going to happen within filming that, or did you kind of find out on the same day?
I knew maybe like a week before we started filming it.
Okay.
Um, just how they were going to do it, I didn't know.
Hmm.
So okay, so basically, I'll know about something, but then I won't be able to like see it until we're on the set, or
Right.
know the full detail until we're on the set. But seeing it happen was pretty scary, especially when they had to do the takes of him actually hitting the railing on the stairs. That
Yeah.
was a little bit painful to watch, but
Yeah.
they did a good job delivering it,
I remember
basically.
seeing a video earlier on. Like it was literally the moment before Miguel literally hits the stairs, and
Hmm.
then you see the three, two, one, and he's like a few meters away from the staircase, and the noise and like the reaction. It's like it was great, but like when it first happened, yeah. I mean, at first when people like you said, you knew something was going to happen to Miguel, but not how. Like that must have shocked people a lot and
Hmm.
sort of kept them on edge. But I mean, I still think it's like one of the craziest moments in the show. what? So who in the show do you feel is like? Do you have like a character that you really like sort of root for, or you like really like at the moment?
Uh, I would have to say Dimitri, because I remember in my other Q&A that I mentioned how Dimitri basically reminds me of me. And
Okay.
so to see him get his moment of truth would be amazing for me because, just it feels like me. It feels like, okay, this is who I want to be now. I
Right.
used to be nerdy. I used to wear all kinds of weird clothes, nerdy clothes, and all of that. Talking to girls was just the hardest thing to do in the world.
Oh, I've been there too,
um,
man. Like, yeah. Um, that's actually quite cool. Dimitri's an interesting character, you see, because I feel